Iya mukanya doang. Ini sekarang udah mulai merekam. Oke ya. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Hello everybody. Yeah, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whenever you are listening to this. Welcome back to our podcast. I'm your host for today. Gue Muhammad Ajatma. And you?
My name is Givareta.
And me is Alif Satria Mandala Kusuma.
And we are 11 grade students majoring in student software engineering. Yes, the infamous LPL squad at IDN boarding school Solo. Before we get into today's heavy topic, I need to check in on you guys, because honestly, looking at you across the table right now, Alif, you look like a zombie who just discovered energy drinks. And what happened?
Bro, please do not even trigger my PTSD. We had massive that full stack web development PHP, as you know, and Laravel routing. I do it so hard, and yesterday, and turns out there was literally one missing semicolon that destroyed my entire database connection. I'm running on black coffee and pure survival district right now.
Yes, and you?
Okay. So I saw him in the door and he just starting and this monitor and then whispering his code and madman meanwhile I fighting with my CSS cause my flexbox decide and to throw my button off and the screen for not logical reason.
Okay. Okay, all jokes is stop. Welcome to Live in Tech IDN boarding school. Yeah, it's living in a Silicon Valley bootcamp 24 hours. Yeah, but we still have to wake up at 4 p.m. for morning prayers. But honestly, guys, it's this exact moment, coding late at night, the stress, starting a sprint together in the dorm that make me think about the future. Like are we going to compiling code 5 years from now?
Maybe that is $1 million question. Is it?
Exactly. And as a host today, I'm officially hijacking this episode. We are doing a 30-minute deep dive into a topic we literally always discuss before we go to sleep. Overseas programs and studying abroad. We are going to expose our biggest global dreams, our overly ambitious plans, and the brutally reality of our own laziness. Are you guys ready to be completely exposed?
Yes, we are ready. Let's compile this episode and see if there's any errors.
Okay, let's start with the best. A lot of high schoolers, especially our juniors, listening to this says that studying abroad means you have to be a crazy genius who spends billions of rupiah to live in London for 4 years. Givari, you've been doing a lot of research on this. That means define this for us.
Oh, really? The billion rupiah, like the method of the biggest mind conception, and ever studying abroad is always the full 4 years before, and then its program is massive like umbrella, and then summer test, and then boot camps, cultural exchange, and then filtering and the fully funded scholarship like BPM or LPD.
Okay. And, specifically for us tech students, there are so many short programs designed just to open our eyes to the industry.
Exactly. For example, Japan has the Sakura Science Program. They invite high school students from the Southeast Asia to literally work inside their robotics and AI labs for a couple of weeks fully funded.
Wait. Speaking of Japan, Alif, didn't you try to apply for something exactly like that last year? Let the listeners hear the tragedy.
I knew you were going to bring this up. Okay, fine. Let's expose my stupidity. Yes. last year. So I found this amazing, fully funded 2-week coding bootcamp in Kyoto. I spent a week preparing. I wrote a killer essay, prepare my GitHub portfolio, and got a great recommendation letter from our RPL teacher.
Oh, then setup was perfect. And then?
The submission deadline was at 11:59 p.m. Tokyo time. I got arrogant and assured that the portal would follow my local time. I went to submit it at 11 p.m. But guess what? 11 p.m. here is already past midnight in Japan. The submit button was literally grayed out. The portal was locked.
I remember this so vividly. You were running down to the dorm hallway holding your laptop, shooting the button is gray, bro. The button is gray.
It was a dark day in my history, but honestly, it taught me the hardest best lesson. If you want to go global, you have to think globally. Like you can operate on waktu, Indonesian, or on chill. So you have competing with the student in Tokyo, in Seoul, in London, and precision is everything.
Yes, Ivan.
Okay. Like maybe painful but true. Like the opportunities are literally sitting in the internet, and then we just have like discipline to grab them.
Okay, yeah, let's talk about the specific destinations, Ivan. I know, you are totally obsessed with Europe. Why there?
For me, maybe Germany or Netherlands. Cause the first is education in Germany is heavily, and then like subsidized. Like sometimes I almost free if you know how to navigate the study college route, and then second the software as the architecture and engineering standard like a world class. So it's like international, and then it's home for industry for 4.0. And then like imagine design system in Berlin or Munich, like taking the train across Europe and weekends. That's my dream.
Okay, yeah, I respect that very structured, very Europe. And out here, you're still aiming for Japan, maybe Australia, right?
Yeah, Japan for their hardware software integration like robotic and IoT, or Australia because their tech industry is booming and the work-life balance is surprisingly great for software engineer.
Oh, alright, Mr. Iqbal. So we have shared us, but everyone in class now have your the most enjoyed university target life and entire boarding school. Tell the listener how you actually want to go.
Alright, alright guys, alright fine, yeah. If we are talking about dreams, I don't believe in playing it safe. My ultimate goal is to study at the absolute best school of computing in the world, specifically majoring in information system. In Asia, my absolute main target is are US and NTU. They are the tech epicenters of Southeast Asia.
And you and you are heavyweight, but you didn't stop here. That's good.
Yes, no, yeah. I'm also looking at the Tsinghua University in China.
Hold on. Tsinghua, bro, it's arguably and hardest university into the gate of Asia. Why Tsinghua? Can you ever order food in Mandarin yet?
Not fluently yet. Wu De Zong Wen Wu Hao. But I'm reading on Duolingo. The reason is the AI and machine learning research. China is moving aggressively fast in the tech. If you want to understand the future of software and the big data, you have to look at what Tsinghua is building. But if I get the chance to cross the ocean to the US, the dream is Carnegie Mellon University and SMU. CMU is literally the holy grail for computer science.
Okay. CMU and US using what does make sense for an RPL student, but last night in the dorm, I swear I heard you say Stanford and Columbia. Wow, bro, why loud? Are you going to sue the compiler when your code doesn't work?
Okay, so completely out of place, right? Stanford is obvious. It's the heart of Silicon Valley. But Columbia Law, here is my actual thought process. The future of technology isn't just about who can write the fastest code anymore. It's about AI ethics, data privacy, cybersecurity laws, and global tech regulations. But if I combine our LPR background with a top tier law degree, imagine being a tech lawyer who actually understands how an API, an neural network, and or blockchain truly work at the best level. That is a rare, dangerous, and highly paid combination.
Wow, yeah, I was ready to roast you, but that is actually like brilliant strategy and then bridging the gap between pure code and global laws. So the vision is crystal clear when we want to conquer the world, but Iqbal and the host who just dropped the name of like the Ivy Leagues and then the top global universities. How is the preparation actually going?
This is the part of the podcast where I expose myself. Honestly, guys, it is a disaster.
Spill the tea, Mr. House. What is the bug in your system?
I have massive beautiful visions. I can perfectly picture myself studying in the library at the NUS or walking the campus at SCM. But my biggest enemy is right there. And right here in my own head and my own habits. I seriously lack the determination and the raw and glamorous effort needed to get there.
Or maybe give us like an example. What does look like daily?
It's look like some sabotage. I know for a fact I need an IELTS score of at least a 7.5. I know I need to build a crazy GitHub portfolio, not just basic school project but when 8 p.m. comes and we just finish our Isha prayers and dinner. Instead of my opening my English book or reading a logic puzzle on LeetCode. What do? I find myself scrolling TikTok for an hour. I open Discord and playing Valorant with you guys until midnight.
Masya Allah, that friendly fire is real.
It's a painful truth. I want to glory, bro. I want to accept thanks letter from Stanford or NTU, but I'm terrified of the daily boring, painful brain. Sometimes I look at LinkedIn or YouTube, seeing kids who get into these schools. Their track record is insane. They win national Olympiads. They building real startup at 16. And here I am, struggling just to wake up for the morning prayer without getting yelled at by a dorm supervisor. It makes me feel like my dreams are just pure delusions. Gimana?
So, Iqbal, listen, thank you for being vulnerable. And then I think 19% of high schoolers, especially in maybe boarding school, feel exactly the way you do right now. So we are sold the aesthetic idea for the success on social media. Nobody posts on TikTok and themselves crying over a calculus book at 2 a.m. And then we only see the final accepted letter.
Exactly. And let's be fair to ourselves. The environment here is tough. Being an RPL boarding school is great for our skills at IDN, but we get exhausted. We wake up at dawn. We have a regular subject. We have religious studies, and we have a heavy coding session. By the time we actually have free time at night, our brains is rammed. It's completely full. The energy left to study for the SATs or IELTS zero. It's not just laziness, but it is a burnout.
Okay, that's a good point, Malik. But I can just use burnout as an excuse for forever. We are software engineers. If there is a fatal bug in our system, We don't just start at it and cry. We debug it. So if my mindset and my laziness is a bug, how do we patch it? Alif, you are the realist here. Give me some patch notes.
Okay, let's treat your global dreams like a good software project. You don't build a massive enterprise application in one day. You build it sprint by sprint. Iqbal, forget about the getting into Stanford or for a second. That goal is way too big. It causes a stack overflow in your brain and place your only goal for tomorrow should be I will do one reading practice for IELTS for 15 minutes. That is keep the scope small.
Like James Clear say, atomic habit.
Exactly. And then secondly, we need the system of accountability and motivation is garbage. Honestly, depending on motivation is just like emotion, and emotion change depending on why they serve on dining hall for the lunch. Discipline is like maybe actually get you to CMU or NUS. So we literally send a door room and unlike my physical patch right now.
Yeah, what kind of patch?
Maybe every night at 9 p.m. We put the our pods in locker, like maybe no Valorant, no TikTok, and we spend solid hour for working for the global dreams. Like do you your IELTS or Mandarin for Tsinghua, and then Alif prep his Japan portfolio and Irish in German University. 1 hour your executes.
Having no soul, Iqbal print out the logo of NUS, NTU, and Columbia Law. Stick it on your closet door every time you want to sleep instead of studying. Look at it, make the dream physical, so the will force you to work.
Okay, you know what? Talking about this as the host today actually gave me a wild sense of relief. Only up to my laziness out loud was step one. Step two is actually executing it cool. No more just talking about how cool Columbia Law would be. It's time to actually record. And just like that, yeah, we are hitting the 30 minutes mark. Time absolutely please when you're having a collective existential crisis with your bros.
The best kind of the cruise is honestly.
Yeah, before we wrap this up, let's give one final takeaway for everyone listening. Let's go first.
Okay, my message to the listeners: don't let a missed deadline like my Japan story or lack of motivation like Iqbal stop you from writing the next line of the code. A tech career is globally by default. Your mindset should be a global to set your alarms and check time zone.
Okay, and you, Givari?
Okay, bro, and for me, start reaching early like up beasiswa Indonesia Maju, and then maybe look up LPDP, and then like the money is there, and then the opportunity are there, and then don't be intimidately like the requirement. Just take it the one step by time, and then don't forget to enjoy the journey.
Okay, beautiful. Yeah, and my final message as your host today is it's okay to have the dreams that terrify you. It's okay to want things about Stanford even if your current grades or habits don't match yet. It's okay if you are struggling and feeling lazy right now. Just don't say in the past. Let's build the discipline we need to match the size of our dreams. We can do this. Thank you, Givari and Ali, for being amazing co-hosts today and exposing our dream secret. And thank you for the everyone who stay with us for the entire episode. Keep coding and keep dreaming. I'm your host, Iqbal Muhammad,
And I'm Givari Atala.
And I'm Alif Satria Mandala Kusuma.
and I'm from IDN Borsing Solo. See you at the top. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Berapa menit terakhir? Bejir. That's a very empathic point, everybody. And honestly, it feels good to just admit that we are struggling, but I can just use burnout or don't life as an excuse forever. If I do, I will definitely not end up at UNUSC, MU, or anywhere near I quote let alone overseas.
Yeah, maybe self-pity is a trap. You can only complain for long before you just become a victim of your own laziness.
Exactly. We are software engineers. If there is a fatal bug in our system, we don't just fail at the terminal in the file. We don't throw away the laptop. We bug it. So if my mindset is inconsistency, my laziness is the bug. How do we actually write the best notes? Alifia, you are the realist and the logic guy here. Give me some actionable page notes. How do I fix my brain?
Okay, let's look at this logically. Let's treat your global teams like an eagle and like an eagle software development project right now. That your project manager, which is your brain, is doing a terrible job.
Yeah, don't insult my project manager.
It's the truth. You don't build a massive enterprise application in one day, right? You don't just open VS Code and say, I'm going to create code Google today. You build it sprint by sprint, feature by feature. Iqbal, your biggest problem is your scope. You need to forget about getting into Stanford for a second.
Wait, what? I forget my dream?
No, not forget the dream, but stop looking at the top of mountain every single second. That goal is way too big. It's because a stack overflow in your brain and paralyze you thinking about the Columbia law, and your brain goes, wow, takes 10,000 hours for of studying. Tired, let's play Valorant instead.
That is so accurate and like it's called the choice paralysis and then the text is so big you choose and do nothing.
Yeah, exactly. So we sitting to scoop, break it down into a 30 cat. You are only goal for tomorrow, so we study for Stanford. Your goal should be I will do one reading practice for IELTS for 15 minutes. That is keep the scope incredibly small. If you finish that 15 minutes, your ticket is done. You move it to complete.
So it's like what James Clear says in the book, Atomic Habits, small compounding change. Instead of studying 10 hours on Sunday and doing nothing the rest of the week, I just do 15 minutes every single day.
Yeah, but Iqbal, that's another bug and we need to patch and then it is like productivity trap or the tutorial hell. Like have you even noticed that when you feel unmotivated, like instead and actually studying, and then you go to YouTube or maybe watch a video like the title "How I Go into Harvard," my stuff and then extracurriculars.
Okay, yes, bro. You just attack me personally. I do that all the time. I watch those 20 minutes vlogs, and after I finish watching, I feel like I just accomplished something. I felt productive, but I literally didn't write a single line of code or read a single book.
That's dopamine, bro. Your brain gets the reward of feeling productive without actually doing the hard work, we need to cut that out. We think sometimes our study is not studying.
So maybe exactly, and then secondly, we need a physical system of accountability, like the motivation. It's absolute garbage, and honestly, people talk about motivation like it's a magic potion, and then motivation is just like the emotion, and then emotion change depending of the weather, and then or like depending on what they serve in the dorm dining hall for lunch. Like if the food is bad, your motivation is zero.
Okay, bro, yeah. When they serve the plain tofu and watery soup, my motivation to go to America drops to -100, right?
Right, but discipline. Discipline is doing the task even when your tofu is bad, even when you're sleepy, and even when you hate it. So discipline is what actually gets you to NTU or Germany. But since we lack self-discipline right now, we need external discipline. We are literally in the same dorm room. Let's make a physical pact right now.
You're serious. What kind of pack?
That's serious. We need a system where we force each other to work every night at 9 EA or PA, sorry, PA, right after we finish out like boarding school class, and then we put our phone in locker, and we turn them off, like maybe no Valorant, no TikTok, no Instagram, and then no checking WhatsApp group, and then we lock it all.
I like where is it this is going.
Yeah, and then maybe we spend 1 solid hour, like maybe just taking 60 minutes, like working in our global dreams. And Iqbal, you do your IELTS reading of learning Mandarin of Xinhua, and then Alif, you preparation like your Japan portfolio, or you're studying for like is ATS, and then I will research German studies, study in college requirement, or like practice my German grammar, maybe 1 hour, no taking, no excuse.
Just a 16 and that's 60 minutes of pure people.
Yeah, I'm in, but a pact doesn't work without a penalty. What happens if one of us breaks the rule? What if 9:50 p.m. Iqbal secretly tries to open his phone to check TikTok?
Whoa, like if someone break the rules, they have to buy the other 2 gachuan for a whole week.
A whole week?
Yeah.
Bro, my allowance is going to cry. Yeah. Do you know how expensive that is?
That's the point. The penalty has to hurt. If it doesn't hurt your wallet, you won't respect the rule. So I settled the 9 p.m. locker pack.
Okay. Deal. Yeah. I agree to the plan. My gachuan on the line, but what if we do the 1 hour and it's just really hard? Like if I do my IELTS reading practice and I score super low, that's a part that's always kill my momentum. I try, I fail, and then I feel stupid.
Iqbal, let me ask you something. When you want write a PHP script or a Python function for the first time, does it run perfectly without error?
Never. It always throws a syntax error or a logic error.
Exactly. So what do you do? Do you say, "Wow, I'm so stupid. I stop, never code again"?
No, after the error log, I figure out what line went wrong and I fix it.
apply the exact same logic to your IELTS or your SETI. If your score is 5.0 on your practice text, that's just an error log. It's just data. It tell you you are reading competition module is failing. You need to pack your vocabulary function. Stop training your ego to practice. It's just a debugging process.
Whoa, Alif, that was actually profound. It is a real lot. Like, I'm writing that down.
Honestly, that completely changed how I look at studying. It takes the emotion out of it.
And to make sure we don't forget why we need to make the dream physical equal print out the actual logo of NUS, NTU, CMU, and Columbia Law. Go to right on the ceiling above your bed or on your closet door. Every time you wake up, you feeling lazy, or every time you want to sleep instead of studying at 9 p.m., you are focused to look at it. Make the dream physical so the guilt force you to work.
So yeah, yes, and then change the password, like change your laptop password, like CMU underscore accepted underscore 2026, or some things like force your brain to type your brain every single day.
You know what, guys? Yeah, talking about this a lot today, it actually gave me a wide sense of relief. It feels like a hard weight just lifted off my chest.
Why?
Because for the longest time, I have been keeping this anxiety to myself. I thought I was the only one feeling like a fraud, having these massive dreams but acting like a lazy potato in the dorm. Owning up to my laziness outlook on this podcast, what step one is like finding the exact line of code that is causing the bug.
And what's step two?
And step two is actually executing the pact. The pact. No more just talking about how cool Columbia Law will be in the juniors. No more scrolling through the NUS campus tour on the YouTube. It's time to actually open the terminal. It's time to read the book, and it's time to compare.
Oh, whoa, whoa. I love the energy the system is finally rebooting.
It really is the 9 p.m. Local pack starts tonight, boss. Boys, prepare your study materials because I'm definitely not by you guys reject me.